What if the worst thing that ever happened to you wasn't what happened to you? What if the real damage was the story you were taught to tell yourself about it? You think you're looking at the world, but you're not. You're looking at a version of the world your mind has been trained to see. And the terrifying part is, you may never know who trained it. Think about your fears, your desires, the things you believe are impossible, the people you hate, the things you desperately want. Where did they come from? Did you choose them, or were they slowly installed inside you? Since childhood, you've been surrounded by voices telling you what reality is supposed to look like. Your parents, your teachers, your friends, society, television, the internet, and now algorithms that know exactly what keeps you watching. You don't need someone controlling your body if they can influence the way you interpret reality, because once you control perception, behavior follows. You see what confirms what you already believe. You ignore what threatens your identity. You turn pain into a story, coincidence into meaning, and repetition into truth. And eventually, the story becomes more important than reality. Look at the page you're seeing right now. Beneath the strange language and absurd humor is a disturbing idea. Sometimes people don't need to deceive you directly. Sometimes you deceive yourself. You put the wall over your own eyes. And that's where the real prison begins, because a prison doesn't always need walls. If you believe the walls are the world, you will never try to escape. And maybe you're already doing this. Maybe you think you're watching this video because you were curious, but ask yourself something uncomfortable. How many of your decisions today were actually yours? Why do you want the career you want? Why do you crave approval from people you don't even respect? Why are you terrified of failure? Why does being ordinary feel like something you must escape? You call these things my thoughts, but what if they aren't entirely yours? You've repeated other people's beliefs for so long, they started sounding like your own voice. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. You don't need some secret mastermind controlling your life. You only need an environment that constantly tells you what to desire, what to fear, what to hate, and what success is supposed to look like. Give someone 1,000 images of the perfect life, and they'll spend their life feeling inadequate. Give them something to fear, and they'll build their own cage. The most effective control isn't forcing you to do something. It's making you believe you wanted to do it. So how do you escape? Not by believing the opposite of everything you're told. That's just another form of programming. The first step is much more uncomfortable. Question the observer. Before asking, is this true? Ask yourself, why do I want this to be true? Before trusting a thought, ask where it came from. Before obeying a fear, ask who taught you to be afraid. Because reality doesn't need your permission, but your perception does. You were never simply trapped inside the world. You were trapped inside your interpretation of it. And if you never learn to question the voice inside your head, you may spend your entire life defending a prison you built yourself. Wake up before that voice becomes so familiar that you forget it was ever taught to you.